I don't care what happens to me. I don't care who threatens me. I don't care. I can't stay silent about this, and nor should you.
My glamour girl, girl. Give me just a minute, yep, just a minute. Wait, let me tell you this. Would you wait a minute? I've never seen a girl like you before. Over on the edge, but still you glow. Yep, but still you glow. Whenever in the room, you still the show. I see no one else but you, yeah. My glamour girl, you're worth more than gold. I think you should know. The spotlight's on you, my glamour girl.
Now, on to another sector of this discrimination and disregard and disrespect is Black women within the maternity aspect of it. The maternity care or lack thereof that Black women receive is horrendous. So many women and babies, Black women and babies, die yearly from not being believed, not being given the proper treatment, from being ignored, all types of stuff. Like, they're literally dying because these doctors aren't believing them and paying attention to them and giving them the care that they need. That makes me sick to my stomach. That is a woman's most sacred time in her life. She's giving life. She is growing and creating life inside of her. And if she has health issues, her or her baby, to know that she is denied that, already being scared, most of the time, not even for herself, but for her child, it makes me sick to my stomach. And I don't even know if I can post this because this is not how I wanted to do this, but apparently this just needs to come up and out. And I've told you guys that this channel is about me just being open and honest and raw with you and about my journey. And so that's what's happening. But so many women are killed. Yes, I said killed during their pregnancy at the hands of doctors. And I, several years ago, came across this documentary called Pregnant in America. And I'll have that link down below where you can watch that. That documentary changed my life. As I said earlier, I'd always wanted to be in the medical field. That's just always been a passion of mine. But when I saw that documentary, I realized exactly where I needed to be. And that was in the field of midwifery, being a midwife and a doula. And it just, it shocked me. It amazed me. It was a roller coaster of emotions watching that documentary. Those people did an amazing job on that. And I knew that that's where I needed to be. I had to help these women. I had to take back our power, because why we're immediately told that we need to be in a hospital in order to give birth and that's the safest option. No, it's not. And I'm not just saying that because I have a difference of opinion or anything like that. No, that's actual fact. A hospital, unless you have a serious medical condition, a hospital is not the safest place to be to give birth. Laying on your back the way that you do in a hospital when they have you give birth is not the best way to birth. It creates an extra step for the mother to do while she's pushing. Instead of just having to push and letting gravity take over and pull the baby down, the mother has to push out and up in order to get the baby out of the vaginal canal, out the pelvis, and out into the world. That creates a whole lot of extra strain on the mother, on her body, It creates tearing and bleeding, excessive bleeding, and a lot of mothers bleed to death because of stuff like that. So I was like, I can't just have all of this knowledge and awareness and not do anything. So I will soon be, I already help assist as a doula, but I will soon be beginning my technical training very soon, and I will be videoing that and chronicling that so you guys can follow along with me on that journey as well. But I can't believe the way that women are treated, and the ways that they are lied to when it comes to pregnancy. They're not given all of their options. They're not told all of their options. It's like hospital, doctor, that's it. Mind you, a lot of these doctors have never even witnessed a natural birth. Once you're in labor and you go into the hospital, if you do not basically give birth within a very short window of time, they will induce you. They will tell you that you're not progressing fast enough, things aren't right, and they have to induce you by giving you Pitocin. That is not the truth. There's no time. Well, in certain aspects, but as far as you're laboring within a few hours, that it's not realistic. Every birth is different. Every woman's body is different. So you not progressing within their time window isn't licensed for you to have to be given medication to make your uterus contract harder and stronger in order to get your labor going faster. But it does this. They give you the Pitocin. Your uterus begins to contract harder and stronger, making your contractions most likely closer together. But then after a while, the Pitocin also stops and wears off, which means your labor starts to back off again. And then they say, oh, we got to give you some more Pitocin. So they give you more Pitocin, and your labor starts getting stronger and harder again. And then they say, oh, the baby's in distress, so we have to do an emergency C-section. My baby's in distress because of the medication that is being put into my body and the baby's body. And the fact that you keep stopping and starting my contractions because of this Pitocin. That's what's caused my baby to go into distress. Either that, or they'll say that to get you into the operating room to do a C-section because they need to get you out of that bed for someone else. The hospital is a business. It's about the turnover. It's about getting the most bodies in the beds and out in the fastest amount of time possible. There's no level of true care that goes in, individualized care that goes into birthing at a hospital. I can go on and on about this, which I probably will in another video. But these are just a few things that go on within the healthcare system, with women, with Black women, and it has to come to an end. And one way it's going to do that is by us speaking out about it. Now, as I spoke about mental health and within the Black community, feeling like we don't have anybody that we can really trust to go to talk to help us heal, to work through our issues, I completely understand that. It is a white-dominated field. I understand. And you want somebody who understands your culture, your way of life, and the things that you deal with as the person that you are. So, I want
5-year-old woman named Tashana Ward passed away after leaving a Milwaukee emergency room after waiting over 2 hours to be seen. Tashana went into the ER complaining about chest pain and tightness of breath. She was briefly seen and an x-ray was taken before being told it would take 2 to 6 hours before she would be actually treated. Eventually, Tashana got fed up, went home, and left only to be brought back by ambulance hours later to the same exact hospital where she ultimately passed away. And unfortunately, we hear stories like this all the time of people in the medical community not taking the pain of Black patients seriously, especially women who are pregnant.
At all. I was reading a story about a young man, and he went with his wife to the doctor, and she was complaining, and he went and he was trying to get help, but he felt like he wasn't forceful enough because he didn't want to be seen as an angry Black man. Right. And because he wasn't as forceful, they didn't pay attention to her. And so, and she ultimately passed, and he has this guilt because of the stigma that Black people have, that we're angry, that we're loud, that we complain, that it's not really that bad. We have to change by the laws and by the thought processes that people have about us as a culture.
Actually, so
Point
true.
blank period.
And it's sad that we even have to talk about things like this. My friend recently went through this. She was pregnant at 41, so she was already high risk.
Yeah.
And this wasn't her first pregnancy, so she knew what she was talking about. She did go to a new clinic because she moved to a different neighborhood. She went in around her 41st week, she was already past due. And normally, when you're already high risk, you're supposed to have your baby around the 37th through the 39th mark, even if they have to induce just for safety. But her mucus plug had fell out, and she saw the color, and she was like, this isn't normal. I've had babies before. She went in, they turned her away, and they said everything is normal. She trusted the doctors. She then went in the second time that same week and said something just doesn't feel right. They did not give her a sonogram. They just put a fetal heart monitor around her. Didn't even tell her what they discovered at that moment. They just told her kind of like move around a little bit and that they would induce her Monday. She actually went into natural labor Sunday, and she ended up, her child was stillborn. So the baby died. And she went back to the doctors. They did not apologize. And they just shrugged their shoulders.
Thank you guys for sticking with me through this. If you've made it to the end, let me know down in the comments. I know this was a tough one. This is deep. This is serious. But it has to be said. So I thank you guys for watching. I thank you guys for supporting. I love you so, so much. Stay beautiful. Stay healthy. Stay loved. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah.
My glamour girl.